Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we just picked up a used KTM 85 for my youngest. Doesn't run, but we're gonna get it to run. So come along as we get that going. Okay, well, this is her. Not in horrible shape. Tire's got a bit of life left in it. Brakes are good. It's obviously leaking in a few places. Front forks for sure. Not too worried about that. This is going to be a super temporary bike for us. I think that we'll be jumping the kids up probably the end of this season or halfway through. The first thing I am noticing is that the boot on the intake here is a little dry cracked, so I'm probably just going to fix that the best I can for today, and we'll get one ordered. I might just do a thin layer of gasket maker on there just to get us running for today, and then, like I say, I'll order one online and replace it once it comes in. But yeah, I do know the fella somewhat, so he said that it just got a brand new top end in it, which is good to hear. And then he just said that it's been sitting for quite some time, so he figures, and I agree with him, that there's probably something just gummed up in here, because he did have it running. It ran for like 2 minutes and then it died out. So we'll start with looking at the carb. Front tire looking like she's flat. So yeah, we'll go and we'll grease up all the axles. Front brakes looking like they could be replaced. And then there's just a few little odds and ends like this here. Kind of a screwy little fuel setup. So we'll look at getting that hose clamped on there better. Maybe replace the tube. Fix this here. Get those covered up. But other than that, things look good. Sprockets are both in good shape. Chain's a little rusty. It's a quick, easy fix. We'll just get her lubed up. Like I say, super temporary. Like the kids, I think, will be outgrowing this. Get that cleaned for sure. Yeah, and then just odds and ends. So let's get turned around and dive into this. Well, I think the first thing that we'll do is we'll take the tank off, seat off. Get some room in there. We might have to pop the airbox off to get enough room to get that carburetor out, but we'll see once we get in there. I haven't worked on a whole lot of these 85s. We did just buy, for my oldest, a little KTM 105. I didn't need a whole bunch of work, but again, it's not anything fancy. I think that, like I was saying earlier, I think that these kids will hopefully be up to 150s by the end of the year. These are on the small side for sure, but I just want to get them used to the balance and whatnot, and then get them onto more of an off-road style bike. Might be 125s, but we'll see. The nice thing about buying these KTM 85s is that they do seem to hold their value. So even if we ride them for a season, sink a little bit of money into them, we should be able to recoup most of our costs. At least that's the plan. So one thing that I tried to do when I bought these two bikes is, my oldest is 16. She's maybe like 5'4". They both ran PW80s back in the day, so we're just getting back into it. But so I got her the 105 with the big wheel, and then my youngest is 14, turning 14, and she's just a little shorter, 5'2" maybe. So I went with the 85 small wheel. And then the goal will be that in the event that she's not ready to jump right up to the big size bikes by the end of the season, then she can just jump on the 105 with the big wheel, get used to that, and then graduate up. And the nice thing is that the 105 and this bike are the same year, so we can rob parts, and when I buy one, it will fit, buy something for one, it'll fit both bikes. Because from what I gather, the 105 is simply a bored out 85. Everything else is the same, which is nice. You don't have to buy multiple parts of things. Everything should just be pretty generic. So it doesn't look too bad in there. It's a little gummed up. So it doesn't look too bad, but we'll pull this right off and pop the float bowl off and see what things look like a little deeper inside. And one thing I think too, when you're just getting your kids or family into biking, is try to find something that isn't crazy expensive. Chances are they're either going to outgrow it or they're not going to like it. But yeah, you can always try to find something that needs a little bit of work. These things aren't crazy hard to work on, as long as you have a bit of knowledge. Yeah, so you can see that there's a fair bit of gumming up on the actual needle itself. You can probably see that discoloring a little bit in the camera. It's kind of hard to see it, but it's definitely got a little coating on there. Anyway, you can't really see on there, but it's all yellowed up from sitting, so we'll have to get that all cleaned off too with some carb cleaner. But let's head in and we'll tear this float bowl off. So I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of spray this down with some contact cleaner first on the outside. Normally I have a toothbrush in here, but I do not seem to have one today, so we're going to use this big brush. So we got 2 Phillips. Oh yeah, there's our problem. So you guys can see, I think she's all green, gummed up. So again, quick, easy fix. The guy cut me a deal on it because he didn't want to do this himself, but that's just an indication that it's been sitting too long. So what we'll do is we'll get in here now. We'll clean all this out with carb cleaner. We'll get some small feeler gauges like you'd use for cleaning out oxyacetylene. Get these all cleaned out so that they're flowing freely. And then fingers crossed, we should be able to just put it right back together and start looking at what we can order for parts. But this will at least get it running for the day. Which I do think I should go get a toothbrush though, so that I can actually get in there and clean properly. The float itself seems pretty free. It's just going to be the main jet and the pilot jet, I think, that are going to require a bit of love. And then still the needle. We got to still clean out the needle too. So we'll kind of clean around the outside here, and then we'll actually pop these right out and see if they're actually plugged, which I'm sure they are. And it is. So again, guys, these videos aren't a how-to at this point. I'm still learning too, but just kind of more or less getting used to doing the camera thing. We do have plans on getting some GoPros and doing some trail riding videos. So yeah, that one's plugged solid. And yeah, just riding stuff, gear reviews, do some videos of the kids learning how to ride. My wife's gonna learn how to ride too. She does know how, but we're gonna start taking it a little bit more serious. So again, she's been riding that 105, just getting used to it. But I think I'm gonna jump her right up to the 150 hopefully in the next little while. They got some smoking deals on right now. They got brand new 2025s for $7,400, which is a smoking deal. You'd be crazy not to buy it at that price. So I'm gonna look at hopefully doing that. So these are the little gauges I was talking about. So again, they're just little different gauge thicknesses so that you can go right inside the actual hole of the jet to clean it all out. So we'll find the right size and hopefully start to see some daylight through there. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, so I rode that 150 there the other day, my buddy's kid's bike, and I have zero doubts that my wife and probably even my oldest could just jump right on that thing and feel totally fine. It was the off-road model, so it was pretty mellow. I guess the power delivery was pretty mellow, which is nice. If you got compressed air, you could blow it through there too, but this works just fine too. You're never gonna be able to see in there, I don't think. Anyways, you can see daylight through there now. So that one's cleaned out. Put that to the side. And then we'll also pull out the other jet. I always forget which is which. That one's very tight in there. Oh, there she goes. I think the big one's the pilot and the small one's the main, I think. Don't quote me. Yeah, and you can see that one there is completely gummed up too. Pretty corroded. So again, let's give it a good clean. Before we go putting that back in, we'll make sure that it's all clear going down in through as well. And the fun part, where all the screws go. Yo, the carb's done, but this is that cracking that I was talking about. So that's at a point of failure. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll pop these 4 bolts off, pull this boot off, we'll get it cleaned up, and then like I was mentioning, I'm just gonna put a little bit of gasket maker on here, nice and thin, just to get us going for today and whatever until the new one comes in, but I will be ordering one of these. So let's get this popped off. Okay, so we managed to get it off. I'll just pull this hose clamp off. And then again, just give it a real good clean, get that out of the way. From what I can tell, it doesn't look like those cracks at this point are all the way through, so we might be able to ride this thing out a little bit longer, but just to be safe, we'll, I don't want to dust the engine, right? We'll just get it something on there for a bit of peace of mind in case those parts take longer to come in and we still want to ride. I'm just going to use a screwdriver. We're going to squeeze this out real gentle like such, and then we're just going to basically try and paint that really, really thin on there. This might actually work perfectly. Temporary fix, guys, temporary fix. When you make promises to your kids that the bike's going to be running by the time they get home, this is how you make that shit happen. Again, it probably doesn't need it, but it's going to buy us time. I don't know how it is for you guys ordering stuff right now, but things can sometimes take quite some time to get where they need to be. Nice thing about this being clear, I thought I only had the red stuff. You're never even going to see this. Okay, let that dry. Freshened it right up. Looks like shiny black new plastic now. That dried on there quite nice. It's a little bit visible. You can still see some of the streak marks, but not too bad. So I'm just gonna put one more coat on there and then we'll go resole the bike. So I think while we're waiting for that to dry, I'll get that carb cleaner out here. We'll get this cleaned up, get rid of the gum on here. And then I'll also pop the air filter out and we'll get it cleaned up. And I also think we're gonna have to have a look at this here too. Probably forced just to tape this for now. This thing's completely fried. I don't want to do that, but that's all we got for now. So I'll have to order something here too. What I might do too is I might try to actually get that boot on first and see how well that lines up. Still undecided what I'm going to do there. I should probably do it before I put it back in the bike though, so I'm just going to go grab some tape. For today, just to get us rolling. Okay, and then I'm also going to go ahead and put this back on. Enough room, I'm going to have to put this back on first. Well, we ended up moving inside. One thing that kind of just happened out there is this fell off. So it was here. And I don't remember if it had a clamp on it or not, but we're gonna put it back on without one. So what we'll have to do now is just basically wedge all this back in to its home. Okay, well, we got it back in. It was a bit of a struggle bus there. We did end up ripping a bit of that silicone, so I had to put a little bit more on there, but at least it's good for now. Yeah, tank next. We'll get this back on, and then we'll look at firing it up. I'm realizing that it's a little bit tough to video in here, so we'll work at that as the videos progress. It's just not a lot of room in the C-cam, so I'm gonna have to widen things out a little bit in here. Okay, well, that chunk of fuel line that was cracked, they don't have one in stock, so they're gonna have to order one. So I said, don't worry about it. Just to get us running, I just cut the end off that was cracked and slid it back on top. It's a little tight, but again, we're just trying to get this thing idling for today so I can get one ordered up for later. So let's go ahead and get the air filter hooked up. Air filter's in. Let's see if we can't get this thing fired up. Apparently we've lost the bolt for the kickstart. So that just fell right off. Okay guys, we ended up doing a bit of process of elimination there. My battery's dying here on the camera, so anyways, long story short, I just took it back to the very beginning. So fuel, emptied it, put fresh fuel in. The filter in the petcock was a little dirty, but wasn't too bad. I ended up taking the whole swing or subframe off and just swinging it up so that the carb could come out, in and out easily. Way easier. And then I simply just basically pulled the entire carb apart again, gave it another good clean, and then adjusted the air screw as well as the idle screw, and it seems to be running good now. So I don't know if it was just the dirty fuel or if maybe I just didn't get it all out. Anyways, it's running now, putting it back together.